This is to the young girl I talked to in Thailand. You are so beautiful. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to be accepted by others. Your body doesn't have to contort and be manipulated in order to be loved by another's expectation of how your body should look. The body is constantly changing, and you are so young. It will constantly change. It needs to have the space to do what it needs to do. Your parents' limited perspective of how you should be their limited perspective of how a parent should love a daughter is not their fault. It's just passed down ideas, beliefs, conditioning, cultural expectations, societal expectations from their parents, from their surroundings, from this world. But really, all of these ideas and ways to be, and right and wrong, beautiful and ugly, they're all just ideas. They're not real. They are part of this illusion. Because simply what's appearing has no real beauty or real disgust in it. It's just our interpretation that makes it so. And this doesn't make it easy. When I was young and a teen, I had maybe just one or two remarks about my weight, and then I became anorexic. So I understand that it is difficult. It's difficult with what you see in the media, which is not a true representation of how a normal, healthy body looks. We are all conned to believe that we are not good enough, that we need this in order to really fit in and belong, to stand out, to be special, to be acknowledged, to be loved the way that we long to be loved. But really, that's a way to get money. That's just how marketing is. There's nothing right or wrong with it, but knowing that it's coming from a place of understanding that there is a sense of lack and not good enough in most people. They are feeding off of that. But the truth is, the reality is that you are perfect already. You are perfection itself, beyond the understanding of what that word means, because it just is. You don't look at a tree and try to contort its branches and try to shave off some layers of its trunk. It just is the way it is, and it's uniquely beautiful. So unique. Sometimes it takes a real owning and accepting and loving of this body, of my body, taking ownership of it and claiming it as your own and saying, this is me, this is how I am, and it is okay. It is enough. I do not have to change myself for anyone. You are so beautiful, exactly the way you are. I wish someone had told me that when I was young. Maybe I wouldn't have tried to starve myself. You can listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs. You are so beautiful. And it's okay if you don't believe it. It's okay. Everything is okay. So just to give you a little more understanding of what is going on in the mind, is that it is trying to gain control. It is trying to find its own idea of perfection and love within form. This form, which is empty, it's ultimately nothing is here, but it appears as if it is solid and real. And because of that, the mind thinks that it can manipulate and control and mold it. And so it will try to find its own idea of perfection. Try to get to it. And it's a never-ending battle. It does not satisfy. It does not fulfill. You will not get to a point where you're finally like, yes, I am happy here. I am content. Because the mind can never rest. It can never just be. And it will always look to the future and say, what if I lose this? What if this changes? And that will create an ongoing stream of suffering. And so it is never enough to believe the mind, to follow the mind. You will see over and over again that it tricks itself. It believes that this will be the answer. And once you get there, it is not. Either another goal pops up or the fear of losing this one is there. This satisfaction, fulfillment, and contentment is very fleeting. I'm not saying don't enjoy it. I'm not saying that it's a right or wrong thing. It just is what it is. This is just a description of what can go on in the mind. It can torture you like that. I'm not actually crying. It's just cold or something. Nothing wrong with tears, though. You can cry and mourn that your parents don't unconditionally love you, and know that it's not possible for any human being to unconditionally love you. But people can improve. People can change in their own time. Perhaps with a little nudge from you, children can be a sort of, even if it's a personal awakening for their parents, children can be that. It's not easy. It's not easy to stand your ground, to speak your voice, to speak your truth. It can be a beautiful learning experience for you as well. Ultimately, you are not separate from anyone. You are not separate from your parents. There is only this love, this unknowable, unnameable, untouchable love that just is. It permeates everything. It is everything already. You do not need to achieve it. You do not need to get to it. And then arising from this is this seeming illusory effect of me and my parents. And that is okay. That is beautiful. That is part of this human experience that miraculously appears this way and creates all of these emotions, dynamics, relationships, fighting against, resisting against, accepting, allowing. It's so complex. It's part of the fun. It's part of the craziness. There is so much love for you here, beautiful girl.